Xenoblade, the entire series has had a plethora of many features and mechanics that are very nice to just mess around with, though there is one series staple feature that is confusingly lacking from Xenoblade 2, and that is the collectipedia. Now, all of the other games have a collectipedia. Xenoblade 1 already came with it in the original version, and it's just streamlined in DE. Xenoblade X also had its own collectipedia. Now, Xenoblade 3 didn't really have a collectipedia. The closest thing it had was the collectipedia cards. So I guess in name it was typically the same function, but then the collectipedia returned to its true form in Future Redeemed. On top of that, we got an enemypedia as well. But curiously, Xenoblade 2 never got its own collectipedia, and hell, not even Torna got its collectipedia. You think at least Torna would get a collectipedia, but no. Xenoblade 2 and Torna by extension are the only games that don't have a collectipedia. Now, this was not always the case, as Xenoblade 2 was originally supposed to have a collectipedia, and if you look at the Treehouse gameplay before the game even dropped, while it was still in development, while in the menu you can see there is an option for a collectipedia. So a collectipedia was originally planned, but for whatever reason was taken out. And I think I kind of know the reason why there is no collectipedia in Xenoblade 2, and it's kind of a confusing one. Now, the way you go about collecting collectibles in Xenoblade 2 is different, and it's the only game where it is different. 1, X, and 3, you have just the collectibles sitting out in the overworld as these little specks, and you just run over and grab them. You just walk over them and you'll collect them. They're just randomly generated throughout the world. But Xenoblade 2 doesn't have that. In replacement of that, it has the collection points, which functionally serve the same purpose, except it's a bunch of collectibles in one spot instead of spread out across the map. I'm not sure why they decided to do it this way. Maybe as a reason, as an excuse to use field skills, since field skills do enhance the amount and rarity of drops that you get. So perhaps this was just an excuse to use field skills other than the required parts of the story. But also, the collectipedia, it would work the same even with the collection spots, instead of like running around and just picking up the collectibles, because I mean, there's not really anything that would be different. You just go to collection spot, and whatever you get out of that collection spot, you can get in the collectipedia. Now, I think it's supposed to be more random. A lot of collection spots are like hard-coded to be certain drops. Like, for example, in Torna, there's a collection spot near Torgoth village where it drops sticky insects. I think it's only sticky insects, or a very high chance of it. But all the collection points have dedicated drops, and they're easier to see in Torna, where it shows you on the icon of what exactly type of drop it has. So I guess it would be a hell of a lot easier to fill out the collectipedia in Xenoblade 2 if it did have one, since, you know, all of the items, all the collectibles aren't randomly scattered throughout the world. So it would kind of get filled up pretty quickly, or it'd be very easy to kind of like farm the collectipedia, and it would get it'd be over pretty quick. So maybe it was taken out as it wouldn't really be all that fun to do, since it'd be easy to fill out. But I mean, even still, you could have just left it in, just give each Titan their own collectipedia entry. But some of these Titans are so huge that maybe it was too much. Like Leftheria is fucking massive in each collectible, like each collection point is different. So I'm not sure how that really would have worked out. However, it is not all for naught. Is that how it goes? as Xenoblade 2 kind of has something close to a collectipedia, the closest thing we have, and a lot of people don't actually know about this feature, and it is the unique monster subjugation report. And I can't blame you if you've never heard of this. It is very out of the way and very, very easy to miss. The only way to actually access this is from an NPC in Garfont who is kind of hidden behind a rock near like the back of the village up along the trail by the gate. So it is very, very easy to miss that. But basically what it is, it's kind of just like a record, as the name implies, a record of all the unique monsters you've fought, and you get to sort them by Titan, so you can check all of the unique monsters you fought on each Titan, on each difficulty, the level, their name, and the clear time of how fast you beat them. So it's not really a collectipedia in nature, but it's about the closest thing we have to it, kind of like the community in Torna. Like, they're very non-collectipedias, if that makes sense. Like pseudo collectipedias, the closest thing we'll get. And I don't know, this subjugation report is also nice for the fact it does promote another way to kind of compete with other players offline. Like, obviously there's the land of challenge and speedrunning it to get the fastest times on each mission, and kind of like indirectly competing with people on social media about that. You can also do that with the unique monsters and which unique monster, like each unique monster and who can beat it the fastest, all this and that. So it does kind of promote some healthy community engagement, which is very nice. But interestingly, Xenoblade 2 is the only game without a collectipedia. I think it would work just fine, though it would be kind of boring, since it'd be very easy to fill out, since you would know exactly where to go to get exactly which collectible that you need for the collectipedia. But I'm not really too sure. Maybe a collectipedia wouldn't have worked, and that's why they got rid of it, and it's not even in the game. But what do you think? That's about it. See you next mission and play some goddamn Xenoblade.